Hello and welcome to the first of hopefully many video tutorials on HTML. My name is Jamie Balfour. This is Geek in the Hat Tech, and we, as I say, are going to be looking at the basic structure of HTML today. Okay, if this tutorial is well received, I'm going to be making additional ones later on. So let's just get started with Visual Studio Code, which is my preference for making a web page. There are other alternatives. Some people like Notepad, gives you the simplicity, no help or anything like that. You'll learn HTML well. Other people like Notepad++, and others like WebStorm, PHP Storm. I also like Pulsar, that's my other favorite as well. So let's just get started. If you have a look at the code that I'm writing just now, so I'm going to start off with opening up a file, saving it as index.html. Okay, and then just starting by typing this. Okay, so I'm doing a less than sign, so that's shift and then the wee comma icon. This is called a left angle bracket. Okay, so as you can see, Visual Studio Code is already suggesting dot type, which is exactly what we are looking for. Okay, put that in. Next, the next tag we're going to put in is the HTML tag. Okay, hit enter after that, and as you can see, it has added in the closing tag for HTML automatically. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do inside the HTML is we're going to create a head. Okay, now the head contains meta content, that's information about the page as opposed to stuff that's on the page that we can see. Okay, so we're going to add in a title tag. Now a title tag is now a W3C requirement, so when you're getting your page validated, for example, which we'll look at in a later lesson, this is something you need to have. I'm just going to say in the title, my personal web page. Okay, nice and easy. All right. Next, after the closing tag for the head, we're going to create the opening tag for the body, and automatically it creates the closing tag. Now, I always stick to moving into the middle of this. No matter what I'm using, I always create the closing tag, then move straight into the middle of it and start working on what I need there. So in this case, we're going to create H1, which is the biggest heading. H's go down from H1 all the way down to H6, with H6 being the smallest. So again, I'm going to make the H1 say my first web page, exclamation mark. Okay, so we're very excited. This is the heading to a page. In terms of headings, H1 should only be used once. Okay, you may have multiple H2s underneath that. Then you break down your sections with H3s, H4s, and so on. Okay, so we've got our H1. Next thing we're going to add in is the paragraph tag, the P. Okay, and I'm going to say, welcome to my personal web page. This is my very first web page. Okay, nice and easy. So that's a paragraph tag. Now paragraph tags are separated, so there's a wee space in between them, just like you would have in a book, a wee space between the paragraphs. If you wanted to create a paragraph where there was one bit of text on one line and then another bit on another line, you would create a break tag like this. Okay, now if you notice, there is no closing tag for the break. That's because it is a self-closing tag and doesn't need to have anything after it. A self-closing tag is a tag which is very unlikely, in fact it's not going to happen, to have another tag within it. Okay, so you're not going to include anything else inside a break, whereas you can see you can include a break within a paragraph. Okay, so that's why that is not a self-closing tag. Okay, the next element we're going to look at is the UL. Okay, so a UL is an unordered list. In other words, it's a bulleted list in HTML. Okay, so all you do, you create the UL, and then for each of the bullets you've got inside there, you would create an LI. Okay, so an opening tag and then a closing tag for each of the LIs. For each of the items that you want bulleted in your list, you would create an LI just like that. So obviously we said that a UL is an unordered list. So the next tag is the OL, which is an ordered list. LI, okay, it's the same structure as a UL. The only difference is instead of being bulleted, it is it's using numbers instead. So it would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so this is going to be number 1. Okay, number 2, number 3. All right, nice and easy. Okay, next tag that we're going to look at is the href. Okay, or sorry, the link. What we're doing here, A is just short for anchor, part of the page you can click on. Href that I've written here with the quote marks after it, the equals and then the quote marks, is a link. Okay, so it's going to tell it where to go. So I'm going to put in https www.jamiebalfour.scot. Okay, just like that. And then between the opening and closing tag, so you notice that it's already created the closing tag, so this is not a self-closing tag. This is where we put anything that we want. If you click on it, for example, it's going to take you to another page. So you could have a paragraph technically in here, although I don't know if the W3C actually permits that. You could also, however, have an image, okay, which we're going to look at in a minute. Okay, just like that. But for just now, I'm just going to use text. Okay, so I'm going to put in my website, and when someone clicks on the words that say my website, it'll take you to jamiebalfour.scot. Okay. The last tag you may have just seen a glimpse of was the img tag. So img, just short for image. Okay. src, not scr, src, source. That's what it means. And you just give the name of the file in the same folder as the HTML page itself, like that. Now, image, you may notice, is a self-closing tag. That is because an image itself cannot have anything within it. One thing it can do, however, if the image doesn't load, you can have an ALT or alt tag, okay, which basically means if this image doesn't load, we display some alternate text. The other reason for an alt tag is if, for example, someone is using a screen reader for accessibility purposes, that's one that reads through the web page rather than letting the user see it, because, for example, visually impaired, screen readers are also very handy for just generally when you're looking at a page, rather than reading it, you have the computer read it to you. So alt tags allow it to understand what that image is about, rather than, you know, the user not being able to see the image. Okay, so it's a very, very useful tag or attribute, sorry, to have on a tag. And that's it. Basic structure of a web page, fairly straightforward. We've looked at some elements in there. We've looked at H1, paragraph, UL. We've looked at LIs. We've looked at the OL. We've looked at a link and the image. That's all that I wanted to cover in this very short, basic tutorial. Okay. We will look at more advanced stuff later on. The next bit that we're going to be looking at is something called semantic HTML. We're also going to have a look at how you preview your web page in the next lesson as well. All right, thank you very much for watching.